I think you have to join the audio. It's down there.
Ah, I think I did it.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I've been looking forward to this meeting.
Same.
Yeah, because yesterday I talked to a graduate student who told me that he had a conference in Sweden and like all of the stuff that's happening over there now, and they didn't cancel the conference. They were expecting all the members to go, and I thought of you. I was like, oh my god, I think this woman I'm interviewing tomorrow is in Sweden. So
Yeah, I've been here for field work for a grant. Before we get started, is it Miquelle?
it's
How do you?
yeah.
Miquelle. Okay, I just want to make sure I have your name. I'm Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. Welcome to Coffee and Conversation. It's a particularly new thing we're doing with the GradImpact project and with Dr. Stevenson, and I'm loving it so far. I really like talking to people and getting to know their experiences and stuff. So, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So, you must be in a crazy little predicament right now because you're over there.
Good.
Yeah. So, how has that been for you?
It's interesting. So I've had a grant
Yeah.
that started in August through the graduate school for my dissertation research here. So I'm working with refugee children in these music and art schools. And so it's towards the end of my research, so that's okay. But basically the university said, okay, we're halting any research that involves contact with other people.
Right.
Which makes sense, except for Sweden, of course, is still pretty much wide open.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, why aren't you here? And I'm like, well, because I can't be. Ethics board. Yeah, and so I've been here and I've elected to stay for now because I have health insurance and an apartment rented and all those wonderful things. But it is like living between two worlds right now. It's seeing everything happening back in the States and then looking out the window and just seeing people frolicking around. There's an elementary school like a block up and there's kids playing outside and it's very bizarre. I have some weird feelings about it.
Oh, so everyone's out and about and you've been, staying back and not
pretty much staying in because I feel like morally that's what I should do. But yeah, like there's so many interesting conversations though of like, well, culturally Sweden is different because we're a high trust society and like the government, doesn't step on the toes of like health administration, right, blah, 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 and this is what they're saying. But it's a little bit odd because all the Scandinavian neighbors who are very similar culturally and politically are all saying, no, Sweden, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's the COVID situation over there? Is it continuing to rise because of this? And then
so they're not testing at all, which is like the other kind of scary thing.
Wow.
Unless you're like in the hospital. So like the death toll is over 1,000.
Right.
And I think the death per capita is pretty high up there in country rankings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so again, I'm playing skeptical American card a little bit, and meanwhile just writing and trying to find ways to digitally finish interviews and observations and things with my dissertation work while I'm here.
Is there a community over there that you can kind of lean on, or like what's the situation over there?
So I'm actually affiliated with Lund University in the ethnology department, so it's nice having that little group. And then of course the people I'm working with and interviewing, even though I'm supposed to be a distant researcher, you're still kind of family and things like that. So I definitely have people over here, and of course Skype and all that.
Right.
So how are you doing with
I'm well. I'm actually taking this better than I thought I would be. I mean, I have my motivation levels. I've kind of worried a little bit, but everything will resume back to normal, hopefully. So I'll be anticipating that. What I wanted to ask you though was about your research because this sounds so exciting, and I wanted to get to know more about that.
Yeah, sure. So I'm an ethnomusicologist, which means I study how people make and experience music and why it matters to them that they do, and culture and those things. So I'm here doing research with these state-funded music and art schools. The music education system over here is a little different in that it's supported by the national government, run by the municipalities, called Culture Scholar, who they've been around in Sweden since like the 1940s with the rise of the Nordic welfare state and things like that, with the idea like it's this place of self-cultivation for society. But when we saw the big refugee influx with kids from Syria and Afghanistan in 2015, it was an interesting situation where these schools that have been kind of the heart of Swedish ideas of inclusivity and identity and culture started taking the role of responding to integration efforts and ideas of belonging. So I've been working with the kids who started coming to these schools from Syria, from Afghanistan, after they ended up in Sweden, and talking to them about their lives, talking to them about how they're using music and why it does, why it matters to them, to teachers about how they're shifting curriculum or shifting the ways they approach thinking about music and whose music is taught and things like that. I'm working on an article right now with one of the girls from Syria who came in 2016, and she was singing these two Swedish songs, but then also dancing to this Arabic dance song, all within the idea of the culture school and how she's kind of navigating that and these kind of code switching and things like that are happening. So it's really learning about their lives from their perspectives, more so than, the government saying we have all these refugee kids and we need something to do with them. It's like, no, it's like, here's what's making them feel safe enough to invest in these kind of initiatives and do music and arts in these new environments. So that's what I do.
That is so interesting. Wow.
Yeah, and they're great kids. I miss them.
So tell me a little bit more about your like musical background and your kind of journey to Sweden and how you navigated through that.
Yeah. So musical background is my main instrument is oboe, which is fun. And I grew up playing oboe and piano in the community. Mostly now, though, I play in a lot of the world music ensembles at Florida State, like Balinese Gamelan. I've played in the old time music ensemble, have been part of that community for a while. Majored in music in undergrad, and then of course now going on the second ethno degree. And so, yeah, that's been great because I brought my oboe along and they have like a little small orchestra that I've been playing with in the town, which is good because it's helped me get to know teachers and some of the community members.
I've had a lovely time talking to you, and I hope you stay safe in the roaming around in Sweden and everyone doing their own thing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I can't believe that. That is insane. But, make sure to keep us updated about the stuff that's happening over there. And, I'm sure Dr. Stevenson is keeping tabs on everyone, especially you. So
I think so. I see her sneaking into colleagues' Twitter accounts and things too. So we know she's out there.
Yeah. So thank you so much for chatting with me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it was great. Good luck with everything on your end too.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to hearing more about you and your journey.
Yes, thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye. Nice meeting you.